Kat here, your favorite ginger bibliophile, and we're trying something a little different today. I don't feel like lugging out my laptop, and I've only got 2 books anyway, so we're recording this on my phone on the little holder that came attached to the chair. So, I move at all and this thing wobbles, so hey, motion sickness. So, sorry about that. So, in April, I finished 14 books, only 2 of them physical. And some of them were, an omnibus, but I'm counting each one individually. So, as always, we're going to start with the physicals. There was Black Wind by Clive Cussler. And this one was like, it kind of messed with me because they like to name everybody this freaking same. Like, Dirk had, a kid with somebody, and she named the kids after him and herself. And then in another book, he hooks up with, Junior, who doesn't add the Junior to his name, just goes by his same name as Dad, hooks up with someone with a similar name as his mom. So I'm like, y'all are bouncing around, and the only date you gave was, back in the 40s during World War II, which is where this starts. So I'm like, wait, how does he have grown kids now, but he was just hooking up with their mom in the last chapter? So that was kind of weird. That's what happens when you get really lazy on names and don't give freaking dates. And that is my main complaint. And I just realized that I put this book back in this just jacket upside down. Because there's the cover. There's that. But basically, if, there's Japanese submarines trying to pull some shady stuff with a black wind, biological weapon. And now modern, it didn't work. Modern day, these seals keep dying, and hey, we went to study this, and some of the people and their doggy that they brought with them. But they're trying to figure out what the heck, and, it's like, oh, hey, this ties back to this. Let's go see what all else we can find with these wrecks that, they sank with. And lots of action and intrigue and backstabbing and political nonsense. Most of it we saw coming. Well, it was a good time. And then I've been reading Vampire Chronicles with Elaine over at Cobalt Dragon, and last month was the Vampire Lestat. And I remember liking these a lot more than I am this time around, just because they are very slow. They're very much character as opposed to action driven. And this looks like a nice, small book. I got little shops in the kids department hands, and I can hold this fairly well. No, this is an almost 500 page book. Or no, this is over 500. Yeah. 550 pages. Does not look it. So that was why I didn't get much reading done. This was a 3-week task. We got, it starts off with Lestat going and murdering a bunch of wolves because they were messing with, the town, eating their people and their sheep and whatnot. And he's the only one in their, family of lords that is of any use. And he goes off to, I think he starts off in France and then goes to, Paris. He was in a small town. He ends up in Paris, shaming the family because that we're lords, we are special rich people, even though we haven't been rich in a long time. How dare you do something mundane like, theater and music and whatnot. Ends up getting turned, and I guess if you have never read this series, some of this is cool, but because it's only the second book in the series, but it basically spoils a lot of the Vampire Armand and Blood and Gold, which is Maurice's story. They are both told in here. Each one gets a good, 70-something pages, so I'm like, really? Then she expands that into a couple hundred pages later, so. but we get, you know, a lot of character development and a lot of stuff that is definitely not like the movies. Like in this, he's very, oh, you know, I feel bad. I'm very human. I want to be human. I want to be good. And then you watch the movies and he just wants to, like, eat everybody. So, there's that. I also read Murderous Fairies by Nicole Brona, so I'm going to have to find some pictures and put them up here. And if y'all haven't already, go check out Nicole. She is a fellow booktuber, author tuber. And this is just like a feel-good, not mushy urban fantasy. Like, we get vampires, we get some fairies, we get our, you know, lone human. It's just a good time. Like, I love the fairies in this one. They're just, yeah. And also if I don't get my coffee, somebody's gonna pay. I don't drink coffee, but, you know, coffee's gross. But apparently most adults like it for some reason. I also read Cinderella is Evil by Jamie Campbell, and it was a freebie download. I was all excited by the name. Like, it's saying how evil Cinderella is, but we don't really get much of what she did other than how dare she be pretty, and I'm not, and Mom keeps trying to push me to be pretty and marriage material like her. It's not so much Cinderella is evil as my stepmom is evil because she's comparing me to Cinderella. So there's like 4 more in this series. I will not be following up with that. I read Vampire's Kiss by Ella Summers. And it's the first, and I don't know how long of a series, but it's a good time. We basically have these, like, it's a post-apocalyptic world. You know, angels and demons were fighting on Earth, of course. Humans got screwed over, and now there's, like, bounty hunters. Because they pretty much destroyed the world except for a small little area, and we got to keep them out of that little area. Oh, and also angels are kind of, like, complete dicks at this point. Like, there's the Legion, which if you're good enough, you get magic powers and become an angel, which means you're an absolute douchebag, and they have, like, their nepotism and, you know, whatnot going on. But, like, your first power when you're just a little newbie trying to work for these people is to basically become a vampire, but don't be evil or else. And our main character has decided to join these folks because her brother has been taken, and the only way to get the powers to be able to get him and save him is through joining these people and leveling up. And Mama don't want her to do that because she knows what they're like. So, I enjoyed it. If I get some more of them, I might check that one out. Then I also read the next, 4 in Renee Yeager's paramilitary series. Most of them I liked. At one point, Julie was just, she was a freaking idiot. Like, they tried to go romance for a bit, and tried to be like, we're not going to be the cliche, mush. No, we're going to go all the way, like, 180 of, how dare you care about me? Like, literally, she's, the first 4, she's, a nothing human, and then finds out, I'm not human. I don't know what I am, but apparently I'm not human. We find out what she is. It's a 16-book series. I'm pretty sure I know exactly who and what she is, but 8 books in, they ain't figured it out yet. At least not completely. But it's like, oh, well, she started off as, like, recruiting paranormals. Now she's joined their, like, military ranks. And is pissed because her boyfriend has the audacity to be worried about her when she almost gets killed. Which apparently means that he thinks she's a piece of crap and doesn't respect her. So I'm like, it's like, you know how embarrassing and offensive that is? You were worried about me just because I got shot and ambushed again and, like, almost died again? Like, that's so rude. This relationship is not going to work if you keep, like, saying that you love me and, don't like me, almost dying. Like, I'm not immortal and badass and nothing can touch me except for that. It can, and it keeps doing it. So, yeah, that book completely freaking sucked. And I'm like, you know what? If it's not going to work because I give a damn about you, guess what? I don't give a damn. We're broke up. Just, like, go bang someone else and let her be missing you. Like, I really wanted him to. Like, oh, I can't care about you? Okay, fine, I don't. Bye. I guess it can't work. Have fun with the guy that's, rooting for you to get shot and might help. So there was that. Thankfully, it only lasted one book, and then we got back to her just being snarky and, like, their playful banter that wasn't obnoxious and constantly getting into fights with, like, new monsters, and we get dragons, and the whole thing is on Kindle Unlimited, or, like, 99 cents for the 4 books, so. Aside from that, 1 out of the 7 I've enjoyed. I also read Bemused by Farah Roshan, and this was a little retelling. It's basically Hercules and the story of the Muses, mostly focusing on the Muses, thankfully. And kind of like, oh, this is like what we were, like, from, our inception, how we grew up, and why you should not be keeping all these secrets, because some of this stuff would not have happened if they had known what's up. But, hindsight's 20/20. So they get, like, mixed up with all the gods and their crap going on. And yes, this is a Disney one, because Zeus doesn't suck. Like, we all know Zeus is, like, he's terrible. But he's good in this book, for kind of, sort of. Because, well, we've all seen Hercules. We've seen the Disney version. This is the Muses story, and it was a good time. We get to see, like, some ancient worlds going on, and so, find out, like, all right, here's their personalities, how it all works together. Yeah. I also read Switching Witches by Robin Peterman, and this one, it has potential. Like, but it had the same whole running joke that just kind of got on my nerves after a while. Because, of course, the big witch is Baba Yaga. But Baba Yaga is banging one of our main characters' dad. So he's like, yeah, that's essentially stepmom. I don't have to respect her as, like, main witch. Especially because she's trying to retire and get me to take over. So whatever issue is going on, just Baba Yaga, whatever. So that gets kind of annoying. And the whole, like, for the most part, this has been, like, a very tame, thing. It's this chick that thought she was, like, a little nobody. Mom would treat me like crap. It's like, I'm breaking away from mom. Oh, crap, she was a witch. I'm a witch. I'm super freaking powerful. And now I'm in this town full of shifters. And, I don't like anyone. I am damaged. Except for I really like these people. And that live in this town with a name that I cannot say on YouTube without my video getting taken down. And at this point, I think this is like book 8 in the series. So she's married with, twins. And, oh, crap. But she's like, ooh, I want to play the princess and the, P. Except for that stands for something else. We get, like, one chapter early on that gets explicit. And the rest of it is just, I was going to go bang my husband in the hotel, but then, I had to go do stuff, and I'm pissed because I didn't get to, role play with my husband. So that is constantly freaking mentioned. But if we ignore those parts, like, it's kind of fun. Like, she's got her best friend that, like, yes, she's an idiot, but she's my idiot, and if you call her an idiot, I will destroy you, because only I get to say it. So basically, like, best friends or adopted siblings. Like, this ain't really my sibling, but it is. So I will be terrible to you. But no one else is allowed. And, they're going off, getting into shenanigans, finding out, more things about themselves, learning their magic. And there's a lot going on. That it was good, except for, that one joke just got tired. And the almost smut, just like, bang again, and get it over with, or shut up. So, like, it was a 3-star. Didn't love it, didn't hate it. Jabberwock's Curse by R.V. Bowman. That was a good freaking time. Like, it's Alice in Wonderland, but the Jabberwocky is good. Like, what the heck? Like, he was not always a Jabberwocky. he was cursed into it. And he's a good guy. So, yeah. Do with that what you will, because apparently it's a 3-part story, or, a trilogy. I don't know if that's as many as it's going to be, but that's what it is currently. And it was so freaking good. I'm not even a huge Alice in Wonderland. But you make the villain the good guy? And, what? I need to know about this. And it moved fast. There was, some human interest going on. I'm loving the Cheshire Cat, as always, because, he is just trouble trickster incarnate, and who doesn't love that, as long as you're not the one dealing with them. So, yes. And then, the vampire in the case of her dastardly death. Yes, that's a long title. It's by Heather G. Harris. And it is exactly what it sounds like. It is the start of a series where we have a chick that gets turned into a freaking vampire. And so, oh crap. that was not my life. And now we're going to find out who the heck killed me. Well, we know who killed me. But why? Who hired this prick to turn me? And, especially she comes from this really posh, oh my god, appearances are everything. You're not going to worry that, are you, honey? Mom doesn't even care, oh yeah, I forgot to tell your dad that I found out you got turned into a vampire. Because, that would bring shame on the family. And, your outfit of the day was way more big news than you're technically dead. Because, ew, you're embarrassing us, even though we do business with the vampires. Daddy, that's how we have all this money to be snobs, is because, we work with the head of the vampires. But how dare you become one? That's just shameful. So, of course she runs from that. So, yep. Seeing her just, oh, you think because you turned me, you're gonna own me? I don't freaking think so. Mom is trying to own me. That's why I live in this dinky place and I'm eating ramen rather than stay with a rich family, because my mom's there. So, she accidentally had me for, attention. I don't listen to that. I ain't listening to you. And at one point, but I think my favorite was she kicked the vampire in the nuts because, he thought he was hot shit. And he had to learn his lesson. Yeah, you might be vampire and, heir to King Daddy, but you gonna behave. And there was also Hood by MC Frank, which, not, by itself, it probably is a good story, but I was not in the mood for this. It takes place around Christmas time, and it's just them being very maudlin of, we're outlaws, and it's Christmas, and we can't see our friends because we're outlaws, and the, rich folks keep being pricks, and we're just so sad about it. And it's just, it's yeah, we might die today, we might not, but we don't talk about that, because I brought you into this, so if anything happens to y'all, it's my fault. But I kind of like that Robin Hood is very humble in this one. Oh, this guy whooped my butt. I need to learn from him. I like him. He whooped my butt. But also, I don't like him. And so, I ended up DNFing this one. It's spring. I am not in the mood for a maudlin Christmas story when it's 90 degrees outside. So, possibly good. Will I pick it up again at some point? Maybe. But for now, I ain't in the mood for that. So, it is what it is. That is my very late April wrap-up. Do with that what you will. Maybe you enjoyed some of these. Maybe now you're going to avoid some. But I will see you soon. Bye. Happy reading.